Yeah, you could come and sing. Eh? Yeah, yeah, right. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Sitaram, everybody. Welcome to our second session of this year's Bhagwat. Let's all stand as we begin now with opening arati before we go into a wonderful discourse. Put your hands together, everybody. For those of you joining us on the live, welcome again as we enter into our second katha this morning. Om. Say a praise. Gajananam
Bhutaganadisevitam
Kaveta Jambo
Palacharabhashritam
Umasutam Sho
Kavinashakarakam
Namami Viganeshwara
Parapankajam.
Talk to Mara today is something called Skanda Shashti. It's a day dedicated to the daughter-in-law of Lord Shiva, the goddess that gets married to Kartik Murugan. Today is their day. Mother, today we pray together as a family. We pray for the good of children, family life, grandchildren. Thank you, the exams, the time. Bless them wherever they are. Please accept our prayer today. Ma, we've come together to listen to Bhagwat. Please allow us the benefit, the merit that could come from this type of prayer. Sarva Mangala Mangalye
Shive Sarvartha Sadhike
Sharanye
Trayambike Gauri
Narayani
Namostute
Gurur Brahma
Gurur Vishnu
Gurur Devo
Maheshwara
Gurur Sakshat
Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya. Everybody together. The 12 syllable mantra burns away the karma. Let's get rid of the troubles by calling on Him and asking Him for His miracles. One more time.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
As we get ready to wave that light, with our hands clasped, pressed to your chest bone, your sternum, and you're offering yourself, whether you are here in the mandir, if you're at home looking on, let's sing together. Let's pray together. Let's offer together. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya mirapaham. Let's all sing together. Short arti. Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan ki hai aarati. Together everybody, let's sing together with these boys. Jai Jai
Bhagavat Bhagavan ki
Ye Amar Granth Ye Mukti Pantha Ye Panchama Veda Nirala नव ज्योति जगाने वाला,
ये अमर ग्रंथ, ये मुक्ति पंथ, ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
जग की मंगल के आरती। एवरीबॉडी
को पाप से तारती, जय भागवत भगवान की, पाप से है तारती।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत, पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत, पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी,
ये सुख करनी है दुख हरनी,
ये मधुसूदन की आरती हो। You know it, let me sing a little bit. Come on everybody. जय जय भागवत भगवान की
है आरती, पापियों को आरती।
ये मधुर बोल जग पंड खोल, सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
ये मधुर बोल जग पंथ खोल, मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
प्रभु की महिमा के आरती। Together everybody, for those of you at home, sing with me, send me a message on the live. Come on. जय भागवत भगवान की
है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
मूकं करोति वाचालं, पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं, यत् कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दं माधवम्। Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Raise the volume on your harmonium on my headset a little bit. Vyasaya Vashishtaya Vyasadevaya Vishnave Namo Vai Paramanandanathaya Vyasadevaya Namostute. As we get ready to start this second section, we did this morning Skanda 6, and we spoke about the history of, in the Katha where you hear Lord Shiva got married to Sati Devi's daddy, Daksh, how he came into being, how he's created, and he's told, you have to start to create life. From the early part, we hear, for example, where he gets married, and the struggles he have with children. I imagine I am the child of Brahma. I'm given a mandate. Please make life, make trees. We don't have trees, make trees. We don't have reptiles, make reptiles. And he says, I don't know what a reptile looks like. I don't know, for example, if we talk about a serpent having this body that is affected. Me and you are not like that. If outside is cold, a snake cannot rapidly move. It is dependent on temperature. How do you create something like that if you've never seen it or heard about it? How do you create the glands on an animal like us, a mammal, to have strands of hair so that you could cool the body so you don't overheat in the example of temperature regulation? Dutch has a problem. How to do this? In other religion, you don't hear about the creation of stars, creation of planets, the lines on your hands, palmistry, numerology. Why? You will hear people say divinity comes in numbers. There are certain trends, things that are linked, correlated to the numbers. If you open your own body, the symmetry in your kidney, the way God knows where to partition the heart, how to make that if I've never had a model? If me and you have to build a house, we have to draw it. We have to measure to know how to do the center rib of this apex roof. Imagine now you're telling one person, get a lady, and you go and start to copulate and make children. But these children have to be unique. We heard the history of what is Om. When the first atom split, I've gone to prayers. I've heard the Pandit say, Om Namah Shivaya. We just said the 12-syllable one, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. But Pandit, I've never really understood what is Om. So in our last discourse, he talked to Daksh and he says, in order for you to create, you have to understand the value of Om, where the two atoms separate for the first time. The sound that is generated, from nothing comes something. And that Om represents the phases of our consciousness. Just a recap, when we awaken, it has a nice name for it. The example I used, the child is kicking the football and they're seeing the friend, they're feeling the sunlight. That awareness, that awakeness is one phase. The second phase is when we go to sleep and we have a nice, pleasant dream. Let's say like a midday nap, the rest, the feeling of feeling refreshed. That is the second phase. The third phase is like me. I went to read in a dead house, somebody committed suicide, kind of rough situation. When I came home, I dreamt a dream so deep. I felt as if a snake really was on the bed. Prayer is seeing me get up, eyes open, take up the blanket, open the front door, walk out to the road to throw the snake in the drain. And when I wake up, I don't know if you ever had a dream like that. When I wake up, I wasn't sure if I was waking or I was sleeping because it feels so real. Look at the description. What about somebody now, just to paint the picture, somebody who is guided by God? You know, every time I dream, Pandit, every time I dream teeth coming out, or I dream muddy water, book it. 1, 2, 3, somebody might pass away. I know that was coming, you know. I dreamt that a few days ago. So in that example, the person is going through something. It's different, but it is so real upon it. I felt like I was talking to my father. My father passed away 20 years ago. But I felt as if I was feeling the stubble of the beard. I don't know if you ever had that example where you know this person passed away. But it feels as if, God, I smell my mother. That is the third phase of our consciousness. And the fourth phase, he says, is the God. I am the constant. Sometimes when you go to prayers and you hear Baba say, he is always there. Okay, well, wait there. Let me be frank. When trouble comes, when accident comes, sickness comes, infection comes, bills come in, where is the God? A bad talk, all my teenagers here this morning. Everybody is stressed. Where is the God? I don't see Hanuman jumping up at Mukdar in my life. So in this section, he says, Daksh, when the little boy kicked the football, and you see what you see in this life, the eyes working, if I take off these glasses, I can't see you. While you have the eyesight, while you have the hearing, to hear the whistle blowing on the football field, when you could feel the sun, for somebody who have neuropathy and the skin, the numbness come, one day I could have feel hot if I hold hot, one day I lost it. It's temporary. He says, imagine you're watching everything like a movie screen. When you dream, you're watching something play out. A dream, in the example, I said the person could dream they went on a rocket ship to Mars and they walk in Mars. But when they wake up now, they realize, oh, it was just a dream. That picture you see, the screen you see it on, in your mind, that is the God. Then when you have the nightmare, when Durga comes and she says, listen, look out, so and so is coming. Again, another preview. A different screen. He says, I am the screen that when you're in deep sleep, when you're in the subtle dream, when you're in the waking phase, I am the person showing you different aspects of your life. In whichever condition you're in, the good days, the bad days, the nightmare or the happy dream, I am the constant present in you, not outside. Me and you like to watch Murti and see God in the mountain and see God in the Tulsi plant. But what he told Daksh is the energy, the atoms. If we had to go to the school, the atomic structure of everything, I am in that. Om. Om is spelled A-U-M, truthfully. He says the in the Om, the first phase when you're waking and you're watching me. He says the middle one where you're dreaming, like we said, the 12 o'clock nap and you feel your body rested. He says the Ma, in the last part of that, he says that is when you get the guidance from the Durga, to use an example. And the silent part, meaning we don't say Oma, Oma. And all I hear people name Oma, Oma Devi. We don't say Oma Shanti, we say Om Shanti Om. He says that silent A, he said that is me. I'm standing with you in every state you are in. When you have good eyesight, when you don't need the glasses, when you need the glasses, you're going down, Baba, 40 years old, you have to get it bifocal. When you reach 60 and you have the little cataract, to give an example, in every state you are in, I am present. The problem in yet this morning discourse was not everybody have the vision to see him. So the person, when they are saying Om, just to recap this part, you are offering back to him the gifts that we have. The things that we take for granted, the ability, for example, the ability to see, the ability, and the person like me, I just drink a lot of coffee to stay alert, else I'll drop and fall asleep here because the hours with this push. When we do a jog like this and my sleep time throw off, to be honest with you, time to sleep is trouble. So rubbing shoulders with good people like yourself and all the Tanti Baba, boil what? Soursop leaf, and I will already set a drink. Boil zabuka leaf. When I discover zabuka leaf could help you sleep, oh, I fall in love with that. Miss Priya say, right, no sleeping medicine, brother. You could drink your tea and you feel good, no problem. When you could sleep, think what I'm saying, and God could say, Dodo, you just explain to me what is sleep. Tell me how you could slip into sleep. You had to fake, you had to pretend. Sleep is something that comes when you pretend, you fake sleep. Close your eyes, stay very quiet and wait it coming. Goddess Lakshmi Vishnu cannot sleep. I don't know if you ever heard this discourse. Lord Vishnu cannot shut off. They make a big fuss for him to sleep. Lakshmi has to put him on Shila and take the urni and cover his eyes so that he will get the rest. Otherwise, he's awake. When just now you hear something coming up in the calendar called Chaturmas. Chaturmas is when Lakshmi puts him to rest. You need rest. You need to recoil. The best system needs to recycle. Otherwise, it will run out of gas. If you take the energy, you will heal, you recuperate. Suppose I can't sleep, auntie. I'm praying to God for life, the ability to stay alert while I'm driving, but I can't do it. So the person prays for these little moments. God bless me with the ability to rest. And when you're fighting for sleep, when you're fighting for health, when you're fighting for peace, put it in any abstract of your life. God is right there. It's just sometimes me and you, we don't see it. A wonderful discourse this morning. Now we're going to learn more. This morning we hear where Daksh got vexed with his brother Narad and told him, you are going to be like a rolling stone because of something he did. He says, you will never be able to stay in one place too long. Put a strap on him. Knock from pillar to post. Never hold on to a house. Never hold on to family life. You go. And further, be the person to always bring the news. Watch all your katha hunting. Narad Muni, Ravan, you hear Ram coming. Kans, you hear the little boy growing in Gokul. He's always playing this part, and sometimes people ask, well, how come? Narad is the person who gets to rub Lord Vishnu foot. And somehow he's always triggering the action. He's the person choking. Kans, don't give up yet. You're going to win him. Fight. Because Kans has to meet Krishna. Another night in the Yagya, I'll give you who Kans was in his past. Why is it that if somebody is bad to Lord Krishna, evil, hate them, hate Ram, but when the life comes out of the body of these people, straight into the body of Lord Vishnu, it seems strange, but I be bad then. Because I good and I catch in my tail. Let me be frank. Bhagwat is a book that holds Bhagwan. That is what the word Bhagwat means. Bhagwan is a shell, whether you call him Vishnu Baba, Shaligram Baba, Bhagwat, the book, that has Bhaga. Bhaga is the, let me say, Gesha's form, invisible form of Lakshmi Mata. So when you saw devotees come and rest their head on the book, when you see the last session come and everybody wants to tote the book on their head, I am toting my Lakshmi Mother. Come into my life as health. Come into my life as peace. In my case, come into my life as the ability to sleep good and don't dream the bed has sneak. When you go on the bed, Pandit, shut down and don't frighten prayer at 2 o'clock in the morning, opening front door to go outside. Big problem, little problem. Your problem need to cut. We need to change. This is how we change. As we get ready to go into our discourse, everybody see all my singers and them. If we make any mistake this morning, bear with me, I have junior singers. My orchestra has been practicing and ready, they're ready for it. God bless these children and their family. Everybody put your hands together. Those of you at home, get ready now. It is time to do your Sumiran. In everything, in Dharma, it has a procedure. Sumiran means an invocation. You're calling on Ganesh Baba. Prabhu, I am a little sinful. I'm a little hypocritical. I'm not the best. I sometimes forget. I sometimes hear something and then, wait, what's again? What did Pandit say? It goes in one ear and it comes out the next ear. Vush. Dear Lord, help me to be a better person. Help me to be a better devotee. If you're sitting here, help the knees to work. Help the hip to work. Help me to be a better spouse. Dear God, help me to be a better parent. And God knows, bless my child to be a better child. In the job, in the bills, dear Lord, you know my burden. When people come, when they journey to come to you, O Prabhu, O Bhagwat, they are coming to you like Parikshit, the grandson of Arjun, who is listening to this book. And he is praying for cleansing of his karmic record. He's about to die. He is told because of something he did that he will die in 7 days. Till today, we do 7 days, 3 times in commemoration of what he did. By listening to the discourse and the wonderful katha, dear God, it will accumulate in me as blessing. Please, just as it worked for that guy, the paracetamol worked for that guy, let this paracetamol work for me. I have trouble. I came to pray. I didn't come to play. Please hear my heart. I don't know all these prayers. I don't know the mantra, but in my heart, I know I need help. 1, 2, I know me, I know it all. So please hear my prayer and help me home. Practice praying, everybody. Let me go together as we chant this Sumiran. Just a couple of verses. Redhi Siddhi Data Siddhi Sadana Vadana Vadana Sumiro Ganapati Kripa Nidan Jnana Kani Ananda Bhavana Dehu Mohi Varadan Varano Bhasha Bhagavata Jai Shivananda Kanda Bhuta Bhakti Vishaya Nirvan Gauravarana Mangala Karana Jai 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 जगदीश सेवत शेष
महिषाजा
महिमामित बेवा
वीर वीर जानत नहे
रिद्धि सिद्धि दाता सिद्धि सदन वारन वरना हो सुमिरो बारंबार
मदन कदन के लाल को
सुमिरो बारंबार
मदन कदन के लाल को
प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. For this session, let's enter Skanda 1 Bhagwat, Canto, chapter, however, well, not chapter, but section. Canto 1, chapter 5 and chapter 6 will hold our attention for this section. As I said, imagine two people. What is Bhagwat? Bhagwat is a conversation. Arjun was the friend of Lord Krishna. Let's be very clear. Many people go to Yagna and they're lost. Who is talking? Who listening? What are they talking for? To answer those questions. Bhagwat, you hear that Krishna's friend was Arjun. Arjun has a son named Abhimanyu. This is the fella who dies young. But when he dies, in the belly of the wife, there's a baby growing, Parikshit. Parikshit's history, which we dealt with in previous Bhagwat, blessed person. He is protected by Mahavishnu inside the belly. When troubles came, when Ashwatthama and other people tried, Mahabharata discourse, tried to kill him. And imagine somebody is sending weapons to cause an abortion, miscarriage. And Lord Vishnu went and held the amniotic sac to prevent premature birth. The word Parikshit means the person who looks for Vishnu. So when he's born and he's becoming a young man, he tells the mother, is that the dark fella I saw in the belly? Is that the pretty fella? He has beautiful eyes. I remember I was inside of you and I was aware. When somebody says aware today, please understand the different states of awareness. When you hear in different kata and other babas are talking and they say the person was able to remember their previous birth. We deal with consciousness and awareness in different. Some people are so blessed that they're dreaming the devil and they'll remember their guru mantra. A certain amount of awareness. The car is coming to kill them. And in that moment, Lord Shiva saved me now. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. One like me, may I have that? May I reach there yet? I don't have that awareness. Parikshit is in the womb. He does not know language, but he sees the face of Lord Vishnu. And when he's growing, he had this ability to look for him. So the mother calls him Parikshit. You are searching for him. He grows up very intelligent. And in part of it now, as he did make a mistake, and he's going to die. Fast forward, when Bhagwat finished, Parikshit is bit by a snake. And after all this prayers, it seems unfair to his son. To precede this discourse. This whole book is finished. He has a son named Janbijay. And Janbijay says, oh God, after all that prayers and all that puja, all this till my father did. And he gets very hurt. You know, when somebody died, the first thing he is, why are they dead and leave me for? Different stages of grief. Janbijay starts to do havan like with them doing there, but he's only offering serpents in the fire. Snake bite the father, he's going to kill all these things. And Janbijay is the person now when the Godfather comes and says, listen, your father was a blessed man, you know. How you could go and kill all this innocent in his name? What you could do to that man's soul? What kind of son are you? Stop this. When you go to Yag and you hear the Baba reading for you, Srimad Devi Bhagwat Puran, that is where Devi Bhagwat came from. This Bhagwat is the Vishnu's body. And when Janbijay has to become freed from the sin of doing the Sap Yagya or the snake puja, for burning the snake, the snake fighting up in the fire as it is being destroyed, to get that sin off his back, the guru read for him all the history of why Durga has the lion, where did she get the Sudarshan Chakra of Lord Vishnu, the amazing history of that form. Today, as I said, is the Shashti form. So when the girl is pregnant, 8 months, and the belly is big, when the milk starts to flow from her body in the 8th month, today people are arting the belly. Ladies go one side, and they lift, they expose the top of the belly. The Aji and the Nani are putting tikka, baby, when you come, we're ready for you, take your time. And they do Shashti Puja and the Arti. That Durga is the lady in charge of the transformation, making of a mother. How? If I had to learn to drive, I had to go and practice, learn where to press, push, wherever. And then I could have handled that equipment. Tell me where you as a mother here today, this morning. It is the Shashti day today. When I go to prayers and some child crying, I go say, child hungry? Child want to sleep? No, Baba, you see that cry? That cry mean X, Y, and Z? Or you ever hear that? The question is, who teach you that? Where did you learn cry school from? Shashti in Hinduism says the mother has this intuition. Even let me just say, the first time you leave the child away from you, and the milk starts to flow from your chest, and you hear somebody say, call home. In today's world with cell phone, call home, something wrong, that child crying. The link between a lady and she child. So much so, the morning for your son to marry, remember, where does he touch? Where do you take your son head the morning? God bless you, the morning you get to put him in that car. Oh, he's big now, he's going to get a lady, he's going to get married. Step one, you have to break the bond by resting the head to your bosom. I've done my part. I'll always be my son. I'll always love you. But now I have to give you a chance. Maturity comes, and I have to give you a chance to spread your wings a little bit. Grow, learn, make mistakes too. We were talking about the parent who just hold back the child hand from getting burned. But that daddy says, see you don't want to listen. Push your finger in it. After you burn your hand, you're going to do it again. That parent, that love, especially for the mother, that Durga took a form. Jan Vijay, when you hear Navratram discourse, remember, that is where it comes from. In this part, this morning, today, lunchtime, Parikshit says, in your last chat, you said Narad Muni, who gets to rub the foot of Lord Vishnu, he gets a shrap. He has no attachment to family life. His brother gets to make all these girl children, 60 daughters, after so many different attempts at propagating life. He gets to have daughters, he gets to have family life, but Narad Muni, this blessed man, is robbed of the opportunity to have children, to have a spouse. How could somebody be so close to God and goodness and never have these things? Where is the God? Guruji, help me understand that. He says you have to understand the history of Narad. Whilst what another person will have. Yesterday I was buffing one of these children. And the mother says, Pandit, you always say you wanted children and you didn't get none. That you're less than. She says, see, when they get in trouble, so remember to say, you lost much. You lost too much. You see the stress with this common children? That part real too. Children nice, but they have a way of taking your last $20. Your ears are black here, they turn gray faster in different ways. So she's given me consolation now. And when you look at what Kali Yuga is, how many parents, when I grow up, I'll have a nice house, I'll have a nice comfortable life, and then God put a genetic disorder, not fever and cold, something that I did not foresee, autism, lupus, thalassemia, something that you cannot understand. I don't even know what thalassemia is. When the blood cell is bending like this and it cannot hold the oxygen. And I have to live to see my child. They call it vampire's disease between me and you. I have to go to the hospital to keep changing blood. Otherwise, this person is going to die. When you have to live like that, she's telling me, she said, the child, you love your child, but the child become your whole life. And it is as if my last ebb of energy is going. He's saying the same thing here. He says, you think that when you have what other people have, it's happiness? He says, let me tell you the history of Narad first. It's a good question. Let's hear what happens. Shiva Om Shakti Om Hari Om Narayanaya Krishnaya Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatma
Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah
Parshara Mahabhagayetam Bhavati Kinchit Dhamate Paririshta Shariratmanapam Eva Sanshayayati Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah
Paramatmaya Namo Namah Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Sukdev Goswami says, in order for you to understand who this person is, how potent, how powerful Narad is, this discourse comes at a time when my father, Sukdev Goswami's father, is Vyas. The person who sits with Ganesh Baba takes the broken tusk of Ganapati and he says, you write, I will talk, I will dictate. Ganesh, you write the Mahabharata. He says, my father once sat with Narad and he was very confused about what to do next. Narad Muni says, oh son of Parashar, mighty potent son, what is the purpose of this confusion you have in your head, not knowing what to do next in terms of his teachings, writing? He felt as if he constantly feels like this, as if he has not done enough. And Narad is answering and guiding. He says you have to take the knowledge that you have and encapsulate it in text so that it would be immortalized for people to hear, people to read, and they would discover the power of the Lord. That is all you have to do. He says, but I don't understand God. I don't understand the mercy he has. One minute you hear about karma, and I am predestined to have trouble or good, and then he comes as Krishna and he gives me kripa, he gives me mercy in a way like the bad guy comes. He's bad, he does bad, but then he gives him mukti. He gives him a reprieve. He gives him the ability to find everlasting salvation. I don't understand the workings of God. Narad continued to tell him, then what you don't understand is the glory, the power of the Lord. He says, oh prince of all pundits, then you don't understand the value of his name. Why you touch, today, let me ask you this, why do you touch the Murti's feet? What it is you're looking for? One day I went to do prayer and somebody says, well, Pandit, I am so successful. I have so much money. I'm healthy, Charende, happy. What am I praying for? Today, if somebody were to interview you, simple, easy question. I see you touch that Murti's foot. Why? When you did it, what you asked for? What did you say? Did you say, thank you, God, for everything you give me? My uncle this morning come and he tell me, by the end of our session, today, I didn't want to tell you before, but I'm telling you now, today I make 89 years. Still driving, and if he wasn't fighting with the lady, he would have gone and plant peas in the field. Capable. He said, today when I touched that shaligram, I said, thank you, God, for life and the quality of my life. Mobile, still driving, better than me and you. When you go and you touch that foot, what do you see? Well, my mother tell me to bow. The Baba tell me to bow. That way I would have said, the Pandit tell me to bow. My mother watch my heart. So I do it. He says, do you know that when you touch his foot, that is where freedom lives? He says, Vyas, you are writing so many things and still you're a stranger to the knowledge and the purpose of this presence, this entity that is dancing around you. And you don't realize his purpose. For example, what I mean? In last year's discourse, we heard that one of the first forms Lord Vishnu takes is time. In Hinduism, we have a good time to buy a car, build a house, get married. Time becomes very paramount. And the reason for that relationship with your worship, charity, and time is because Lord Vishnu is in charge of time. He says, I caress my devotee. Everybody here good. For the men, I cannot control, it's my body, but I cannot control this beard. It's my body, I'll argue with you, it's my body, I'm in control of what I eat, but I cannot tell the stomach when to digest, when not to digest. When you look at time, I can't tell the beard, to use an example for children, I can't tell the beard don't get gray, but it's my beard. Lord Vishnu says, I play with them. Imagine any little baby come here and you're playing with the child gently. And this stupid child of mine, Lord Vishnu is saying, does not see me, does not realize I'm right here. The hair getting gray, but it's my head. The body getting weaker is my body, Baba. Let's say you go and do a surgery and you're on the mend now. You're coming the opposite way. I'm getting stronger. I could walk. I had a stroke and I'm coming back, God. No, thank you, God. My foot working. My therapist is doing a wonderful job. The tablet is working. And you own it. But Lord Vishnu says, it's really me playing with you. Because when you lose the strength to talk, let me just say I had to talk to a person who has a debilitating stroke. One day I could have sing and then pondered the way how the aneurysm take the memory. I can't remember the words. I can't remember my name. One day I could have hear really good. I could have see really good. And then it is as if it went somewhere. In that discourse, I'm summarizing for you, but in that discourse, Vishnu says, imagine this is a child toy. And as a parent, to teach you a lesson, I take it away from you. You love it, eh? You like it, eh? You're boasting about it. What are you going to do now? Will you hold to your prayer? Or will you going to say, see how God make me? And become bitter. Some people do not embrace age. Some people get angry. You see how God caused it? He says that is one of my forms. And Narad reminds him of the same thing. He says, do you forget what you already know? Do you see him in that way, in that understanding that when we watch the tree and the mango flowers and then in a little while you're going to see the mango fruit, you're going to see something come and eat it. Who causing the mango to ripe? Even the tree can't control it. In this way, if you have the vision, dear Vyas, you could see him and see his work constantly plain, and your mind would not be lost. Let's hear what happens in this sloka as he's talking to him now. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye Namastasye Namastasye
Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samskrita
Namastasye Namastasye
Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye,
Namastasye namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shaktirupena samskrita.
aham puratiti bhave bhavam dasasruti kaschita veda vedham nirupitu bhalaka yogina shruyantam pravikshamayate.
Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shaktirupena samskrita.
Namastasye, namastasye,
Namastasye namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shaktirupena samskrita.
Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. If somebody had to advise you on any course of action, I have a problem, I have a pain, I have a suffering, I have a child who had hard like concrete. I don't know what to do, boy. Well, go by the pundit, go by the psychologist, go by the psychiatrist, try this tablet. Somebody will try. Boil the zabuka leaf and it might remedy your problem. I did it and it worked for me. In different ways, people, based on the experience, try to share that, out of love maybe, try to share that good experience with you. Maybe if you try it, it might work. In the same way, Narad is telling this learned person, in order for you to win Guruji, the devotion that you want, that you wish you had in times of test and bad, it will come only when you start to worship the power of God. Power of God. Do you realize in mantras, there are two types of mantra? In one mantra, we call the name of God, Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to the one called Shiva. And the other one, Om Triambakam Yajamahe. I worship the person who is called Mrityunjay, in that if the person does his worship, even death, he will push it back. He's so powerful, he will push back death. The power of God. Imagine I can do Saraswati mantra, I will call her name, God bless me. But if I call on her in Vidya form, in different long mantra, she is the one who makes the fingers remember where the notes are. She gives me the ability. If I'm now learning to sing, the organ saying go high, but my voice is going low. But then as practice comes, just like when we're reading the maths and the science book, somehow the correlation between this part and this organ starts to sync up. And from the time you're called to action, I know what to do. All right, let me watch it in a different way. I've heard people say, when you smell your pot, there is no how much salt to add or not add. I've been in prayers and I've heard somebody say, yeah, that have enough salt. And I wondered, what? I am no way a cook. I'm a novice. But Tanti tell me, when you smell it, something put it. I don't know what it is. But you just know if it's finished, if it's ready, if it's good. Look at that. If my body is being trained by some unseen force to go from not knowing to knowing, that is the divine. That is the power of the Lord. The Lord is working. Not everybody could admit it or see it. But if we see it, God, I know it's you who walked today. I know it's you who helped me to win. I don't know how somebody could average the blocks for this wall and get just enough. We get through with the roof. Think about a project and you see your way through and you say, dear Lord, I know it's your hand will lift that. That child fall and it did not bleed. I know it's you who saved that. That accident was going to happen. That doctor tell me prepare for death. And you saved that person. I know your hand bring back that person. Maybe you would see the hand of God. God bless you if you see it. He says, Narad, Vyas, if you do it just as I did in my time, when tested, when interfered, when affected by the test of time, moments of hurt and harm, and you're still seeing the hand of God in the play, then you will see God. Then you will worship God because of his work, because of his constant presence, always shielding, helping, saving, working with you, and in the example of pain, training you, teaching you. Not every lesson that seems hard is bad. When I get the cold, that is get bad. Pray afraid me when I get the cold. When you had to drink Buckley's long time, remember Buckley's? I love Buckley's. I believe in it. Some people believe in Zaba Peak. I remember my grandmother gave me that. If nothing ever frightened you from getting the cold, that would do it. But it worked. It worked. Better medicine sometimes really solves the problem. Who like to get licks? Who like to get buff? But you learn the lesson. You change. You improve. In different examples, he says, Vyas, when I was tested, that is what I did, and you know what? It really worked. He says, in one of my life, look at the awareness of this man. In one of my life, I was tested. I was brought into a belly where my father was dead. I was born and my mother dies not too long after. I am alone and I am tested because I am told to eat whatever is left in the plate. My karma in that birth wasn't good. Narad Muni, who we like to hear, Narayan, that person dragged too. Because of my sins, I had to sweat that sin off. I had to be tested time and time again. He says, do you understand how God works? The one who is the closest to him sometimes has to go through the most heat, the most depth of purgatory, sometimes the most fire. Why? Remember, in Hinduism, there is no devil. God says, you say you could do my prayer, you believe in me, let me test you. Every day is a test. Will you pass the test? Will you fail the test? Hardship come, will you hold to your prayers? Or will you say, see what God do? Give me a fail in maths. You ain't doing that prayers again. Will you stay stable to the course? Or will you jump ship? And does prayers, spirituality, and religious work, charitable work, is it only when you are having a good day? For some people, you only could do prayer when you're happy. When you're really, really livid with love. But when you're in stress, you can't pray, you can't focus upon it. I can't even say, I cannot feel because of what this stupid man doing in this marriage. How I could go and sit down and pray? How I could do that? So much of stress. How the stress going to go? How the sickness going to leave? How do you get to better if you don't do anything? Our Dharma says, in your darkest moment, O Sudama, you still have to hold on to him. When the belly is hungry, you have to hold on to him more. And let that name pull you out of the depths of darkness and despair. He says, in that life, I met the three forms of misery. Fancy names for it, Dhyamika and etc. What it is? When you have mental pain is the first one, the first misery. Mental trouble, anguish, the loss of somebody puts you in a kind of dismal state, throws off your whole life. Mental. I close my eye and I'm still going through. Imagine, just for our conversation before the yag started, I did one discourse while I was doing sound check about the history of who Kans is, Raja Kans. If he is such a bad guy, how come when he dies again, he goes to Krsna? Many people think that is Ravan incarnate. No. Many people want to know, well, wait, is this story showing? Kans locks up his father. What kind of thing is this? And in the story, he's a product of a rape. His mother is raped. And how that whole Leela unfolded, we did it. Imagine, just for our conversation, the person physically is attacked. Forget the physical part for 1 second. Think about the mind. Think about the person wondering if my husband will ever watch me the same way again. Think about the self-blame. Did I cause this to happen? I could have done this. I could have done that differently. God, I allow it to happen. The person's brain is going through that psychological trauma and you're reliving it over and over. And no matter how much tablet I take, how much alcohol, how much drugs, whatever addiction I get myself into, I have to come back to that memory. First type of misery a person will get obvious in this life, the test, mental pain. The second one is souch. Possession, affect by the unnatural, the enemies, the prayers that are like the attacks from other people, physical attack. I am living my life, my good life, and somebody's praying for bad. A spirit or living person, deceased or living person is affecting me. You wouldn't understand that until you have that type of trouble. You wouldn't know that pain until you're a good-looking girl, comb your hair nice, went to the wedding, and somebody touched your hair. Or till today, when girls are married in fall, my mother's here, the pundit on, let me say, without telling the crowd, I telling only. The pundit is have to say, you see, when they go to change your clothes after they get married, you go, use mother, you see everybody naked. Get a garbage bag, and you see all the underwear, the bra, the this, the that, as it coming off, the hair brush as they comb in, take it and throw it in that bag. It have unrighteous people, it have jealousful people. And if they get their hand on that girl underwear, she will wait 11 years to conceive. Just, you know what I'm saying? When the baby now cut the hair, first birthday, and we just safeguard that first cutting, and we bury it, we don't let people touch that. For the same reason, the possibility that somebody we trust is not trustworthy and trouble could come. I work hard for this child. I work hard for them. They get big now, but I still have to protect. The work continues. So who does take off Kangan? Kangan, God bless my child, boy or girl, they're going and get married. Honeymoon start, they're gone in today's world, but the mother still has to do her diligence. Mother Earth, Mati Kurna, I brought the mud. Mati mean mud, Kurna mean to tote. I brought you on the tray and I asked you to stay here and witness the wedding and imbibe within this praise your power. The children married man, look, they're going on the trip. But I come to make peace with you. I bring back the little dirt, I bring back the kangan and I open it out. Thank you. Everything passed good. Keep them good. The mother is the person who does that. And she's doing it constantly to do what? Ward off the bad. When all go and they do the two main part, we was talking about hand gestures earlier session. And this Maggie business is calling Lakshmi Mata here. If somebody asks you tonight, auntie, why you just eat with your hand for? Remember, tell them, I believe, just as how this means bless you, and it have different hand gestures for things. Hindus believe when you squeeze the tips or the different nerve endings, you activate certain traits in your body. This one, where we grew up in school calling Maggie, is how we just pinch the rice to your mouth. We invocate Lakshmi here. So every mouthful, Lakshmi Mata, bless me, my digestion, my body, my nutrition, allow me to be strong. Good. Where you go see it, besides eating, go to the wedding when they chew in with the dubras and you just do something with this. Lakshmi Mata, sit down on the person, take away bad karma, bless them with goodness. The mother is doing it in different ways to take away the negative, the enemy. They're watching my child, some boy watching she and saying, well, I care have she, nobody care have she. And wishing bad. That is the second stress. When you watch it, a lot of our prayer has that predicated. Those people sitting down for prayers have to wash their hand. Put on the kush grass ring, put on the Raksha Sutra, put on chandan with cow urine and gobar mixed in it to protect them from negative. When you are doing prayers, this is a lot of what you're doing is for protection. When you're singing Hanuman Chalisa, Bhuta Pritani Katinani Yahweh, when the bad come and you call the name, they're gone. Ward off that. This is the second form of misery. The third form is bodily pain. Physical harm, yes. Bodily pain could be two ways. Somebody chap me, I get pain. But what about when my karma dictates osteoporosis, muscle pain, rheumatoid arthritis, cramp, whatever it is? When the person has a diagnosis with cancer and they have to go for their chemotherapy. That vomiting, I don't wish that on my enemy. When the body starts to fail and the heart going and the kidney going, who body failing? Nobody do me nothing now. My own karma, and I'm seeing it fall. When you start to see yourself go down the road, he says, Narad, Vyas, in that form, I was tested in these 3 ways, not 1, not 2, but all 3. And in that birth, I held on in my crying, dear God, when you go feed me, dear God, thank you for the food. Dear God, when you go take away the pain, dear God, today I had a good day, thank you for that. Dear God, bless me to get up tomorrow, bless me to see a better tomorrow. And in that constant conversation, Vyas, I was able to upgrade myself. Till today, I am who I am because of that constant conversation with him. Every day I want to hear about this Mahavishnu. I want to go with him. I want to hear him. I am engaged in his worship. Didn't he say in the Gita, whatever you're doing, whatever you're giving, wherever you're eating, wherever you're bathing, whatever you're doing, do it with me in mind. Hence, sindoor, saffron, incense, essence, everything on that baby, Krishna Arpan, in his name, charged by his power, I give it. That is where that comes from. It's not, okay, I'm doing Hanuman Puja, Hanuman Arpanam. Krishna, everything with Krishna. He says, I live that, and because of that, I gained this position, this pinnacle where I am right now, and I'm very happy with what I have. When people engage in different types of action, ordained by God, but they call his name, they recite his name, they sing his name, then that person is going to be freed from the different catch, the different stress, the different tests that they are faced with. Prem se bolo, Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Vyas Muni says, Prabhu, Guruji, tell me more about you. To reach to your state where you gain, through your worship, through your life, you're saying you gained happiness. I understand that. Please tell me a little bit about you more. Just start to tell me about your story. I want to know your story. Please tell me. Let's join together as we do this slok. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Evam Nasha Bhagavan Vishnu Karma cha bhaya prachite prapta ye satya yogate satha bhikshuyatam drijati vegyan narad uvachati. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam. Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari. Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Ramachandra Bhaje. Achyutam Keshavam Satyabhamadavam Madhavam Sridharam Radhika Radhitam Indira Mandiram Chetasa Sundaram Devaki Nandanam Nandajam Sandade. Vishnave Jishnave Shankarne Chakrane Rukmani Ragini Janiki Janave Vallabhe Vallabhe Achite Atmane Kamsavid Vamshini Vamshini Hey Nama. Krishna Govinda Hey Rama Narayana. Shripate Vasudeva Archite Srinidhi. Achyuta Ananta He Madhava Duksaja Dwaraka Nayaka Draupadi Rakshaka Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Ramanarayanam Janaki Nayakam Ramanarayanam. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. The history now of your birth is what I want to know. In every show that we look at, in most stories, you will hear of Narad Muni. You will hear he's going here, going there. He seems very happy in most depiction, except for the time when Narad Muni is cursed to have a monkey's face. If you remember, how does Sri Ram, there's a discourse where Hanuman and Arjuna have to compete. That's the discourse where we end up with the Hanuman flag very tall. And Arjuna, out of pure false pride, he says, if your master Hanuman at the moment is so great, why is he asking little monkeys to build bridge for him? If he's so great, why doesn't he shoot the arrow and build the bridge? The answer for that question, Narad Muni he saw a girl and he wants to go and marry this young lady now. Beautiful. But Lord Vishnu remembers the prayer of Narad Muni. Dear Lord, if I am going to stumble, if I am going to falter, if I am going to fall, you have to hold me. You have to stop me from damaging myself. I am my own friend and I am my own enemy. Safeguard me. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. And Lord Vishnu does that. He converts his face. He prayed, Narad prayed, make my face unique. Make me look unforgettable. And Lord Vishnu puts his face, just as in the Greek story, he puts his face as a monkey. And then Narad gets very angry with Lord Vishnu because he takes away what he wanted. You did not give me what I want. So I put a shrap on you. You go and lose yours. You make me lose mine. You go and lose yours and go and become dependent on little monkeys. So said, so done. Narad Muni is the person who causes Sita to become kidnapped. When he put strap on her, he put strap on Lakshmi Mata to go on the earth and go through separation from Mahavishnu. Narad Muni does that. The whole Ramayana, start to finish, is rooted in his Leela. Please, Vyas says, tell me, what is your road? I want to learn. It is such a nice thing when you could sit with somebody who have experience. Not always good. Experience. Think what I say. In the example of a girl who is hurt by a man, she might give you the best experience how to survive in marriage. If somebody knows many years of catch tail in marriage and survive, make it out. Well, boy, for 50 years, it wasn't smiles and giggles every day. It had a lot of patience. It had a lot of ignoring. It had a lot of pretending you're happy. To make it last, to stay there, you had to focus on something, and prayers really see me through. Somebody who have that type of experience could give you that type of example and advice. In the same way, I'm sitting with somebody who knows God and it works. Tell me how it worked for you. Please explain to me how time does not eat you. I don't know if you ever had this thought. Narad Muni is the son of Brahma. Brahma looks like an old grey daddy. Narad Muni does not age. He's eternal. How come in all this story, everybody growing up, Jamwant was old when he fight Krsna, but Narad is the same age, young and youthful, going all over. How? If you just said Lord Vishnu's first form is time, how come he's not touching you? You're not getting grey. Please explain all this to me. I want to know. Narad Muni says, please listen. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tava Sharanam.
Samba Sada Shiva Tava Sharanam.
Aham cha tambra kulayate Jishva ye sakshi ye digam Shalyate bhalak ye panchadya Vishwayati eka ye atam Jaya Bole Baba Jaya Bole Baba Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
He says, keep playing. He says, see that same birth where I tell you I was a little boy, my father dies young, my mother come and die after. Let me tell you more about that. I was born and I had a huge amount of karmic burden on my back. And I was born to a lady who was limited. Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 tells you, you know what is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga is when your mother don't teach you properly. When you're born to a parent that knows some, let's say all the schoolwork, but she doesn't know how to teach you in morality. She doesn't teach you time management. She doesn't teach you cleanliness. She doesn't teach you these disciplines that make you a better person. He says, I was born to a lady like that. And she is so confused that she cannot be competent for her own welfare, her own well-being. And she cannot procure my happiness or welfare or well-being. She's reckless. And I am dependent on this person for food. And from the age of 5 years, I struggled. And through my own ignorance, I was forced now to become false right. I had to fend for myself. I had to fend for her. And in that time, unfortunate, one day, whilst I was milking a cow to help the home, a serpent bit her. And I lost my mother at a very young age. I had to grow up very quickly. But in my mind, something, maybe from my previous birth, I don't know, but I spoke to somebody in my mind. You have to look out for me, you have to protect me, you have to be with me. I went as an orphan. I went knocking from pillar to post. In some places it was a valley, some places it was a mountain, some places were beautiful. But in each place, I spoke to this unseen. No male, no female, no Hindu form, no Hindu name. But I saw the properties of God's creation. Somebody make the mountain. I don't know who do it. Who make these beautiful flowers? Wow, you did a wonderful job. Who make the elephant so strong? Who make its trunk so big? You did a good job. And as a child, I continued to talk to him. The only person who could tell me which root has the little sweetness in it. Today when you buy a perfume and you see couscous, that kush grass, the root, long time people used to put it in the clothes. So the sweetness that would emanate from the root would penetrate the clothes. He says, I didn't know, nobody didn't teach me anything. But whilst I was eating this root and that root, I would tell him this one tastes sweet and that one tastes poisonous. And I learned lessons. I learned what a ferocious animal was, but the only guide I had was the guide in my head. The only company and companion where to go and get food. Take a chance, eat that plant. Don't eat this one. It's, look, I feel that's poisonous. Don't eat that one. And that time spirit, that guide, he remained with me. Let's see what happened. Parishanayena trishyatam prabhuvana sakshi ye tatapar nadhya gam sharmayetam tasva chitta punya lokyati jaya bole baba tav sharanam
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tava Sharana. Going like this, as I grew and I was going to drink the water, I would say, you drink it first. As if I'm talking to myself. He says, Vyas, when I'd pick the fig, I'd pick 2 fig. I'd feed one to my friend, the person who always guided me, the person who always took care of me. And as I grew older, I started to tell him, when will I see your face? When will I know you who is walking with me? When I have no friend, when nobody understands the pain, the loneliness I feel, when will you reveal yourself to me? But until that time, I'll put a fig for you. I'll share my water with you. I'll share my hard ground. I don't have a bed. I'll share this space with you. My good days and my bad days, I will tell my only friend. When raptures of love, when I see the beauty rain, when I see the dangerous storm come, I will share my feelings, my prayers with you. And one day you'll do me the favor and you'll reveal yourself to me. That little boy prayed that you answer my prayer. I don't know when he would pass by the temple and the Pandit Jagawe in his mantra with his fancy accent and technical words. He says, I don't know none of those secrets that Pandit knows. But one day, always show me your form. Always be revealed to me. And when you do that, never leave from my vision. I've worked hard for you. Friend, I've been living and I've been talking, but you are not a good friend. Verse 29, you are not a good friend. I have been earning and yearning for your vision. I don't want nothing from you, but bless these eyes to have this thing called darshan. Darshan is when God reveals himself to you. When you see the miracle of God and I could absorb it with my eye. Bless me that I've gained the blessing as if I've done all the prayer because I've seen him. He says, just show me your form. Just show me who you are. And then one day, it was time for that blessing to come. Let's hear what happened. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam. 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Evam yantam brijayate mamaha ho jugaye ghira gambira shalkaye yati vacha sauchaye pashye yatam. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam. 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Maybe in the TV shows, it has looked pretty perfect. As somebody called, God is come. But in you and I life, however, you might be calling from now for a long time. And maybe that test is really test for something. Maybe a break really don't come. Help don't come. In this fella case, talking to a friend every day. And he said that one time, he ended up in a cold, always lonely, dark and dreary spot, fell asleep. And he goes into a depth, a deep sleep. And in it, because of the goodness in this person's heart, Because of the natural, not fake, not the guru said the mantra and it went into my ears. That come from an external source. I hear the singer sing Shri Guru Charana. So I sing it just like a parrot. I sing it like that guy. What it mean? If I ask you here, no, what the 9th verse of Hanuman Chalisa mean? You know it? Yeah, I sing it. I don't know. I really don't know what sentiment is being portrayed in that moment. If I read it, I'll know it. And this person from inside his heart came a yearning for his God because of the miseries that he was facing. He's physically hungry. His body is hurting him. He's cold. He is dragging. And now in this sad state, in this broken moment, he went to sleep. And that sleep took him deep. And he saw his mother. And what he saw was the mother lying down lifeless and the snake is dancing on her belly, taunting him. You couldn't save me. You couldn't help me. What type of son you is? God make you a son, but you couldn't help your mother. And in that moment, he wakes up squealing. And he quarrels with his friend. What type of friend sees the person, sees the friend in despair? Look at pain. I can't sleep. Pain following. And with the squeal, like a young child, get up from this moment and he reach out for mommy. Lord Vishnu appears. And instead as he grab mommy now, he grabbed the 2 foot, let me just say for our understanding, the calf area of this yellow dhoti. Did not open his eyes. Still between sleep and wake he's holding, and he washed the foot of Mahavishnu with the tears, with all the pain, not nice language, not mantras like me and you, not best dressed, not urni on head and this type of preparedness. But the worst ball that a person out of fear, despair could muster up in that moment, I held on. You know, when you look at your Christian, we always talk about the dhoti he wears. Pitambar dhoti. But he wears that because of a goddess named Pitambri. You know, long time people would give their daughters that name, Pitambri, if you ever heard it. It is the goddess that brings about cleansing. She brings about healing. She brings about protection. For that reason of the colors that we use, for example, the yellow kangan, the yellow color associated with the wedding, the yellow color associated with Mahavishnu, Pitambar, coming from the goddess Pitambri. When she is with you, there are certain things that help you. This is why Christian's flag is yellow. This is why certain things are yellow with that energy. Please come and heal me. Narad is telling Vyas, as I wet that Pitambar dhoti and my tears, all I could have from my body, I washed that foot, the charan of Krishna. It was as if me and you today struggled to wash a shaligram. And when you're going to your prayer, remember how you call it? Panch Amrit, 5 things mixed together. Punch, 5, Amrit, liquid. Mix it, and I offer it. But when the prayer is finished, you collect Charan Amrit. Charan is from your ankle area to the tip of your toe, your foot, truly your foot. Charan Amrit is when you wash the foot of Lord Vishnu in the form of the shaligram. So now when I drink it, it brings about blessing. It brings about healing of what? Remove the misery, the 3 type of misery. Something is being straight. Something is interfering with me, spiritual, possession, etc. Something is touching me. Something is affecting my energy. I want it to go. Wash the shaligram, drink it. Somebody's in the hospital and the spirit, they're seeing the dead people, only dreaming dead people. Drink the shaligram water. That gone. The girl belly is being affected. We talked about children. When you hear they give she something to waiters with different mantra, they wash the same shaligram stone and they give her to drink. And the child that was not coming, we afraid the child die. 1, 2, 3, God do he work, baby come. The shaligram water is the active ingredient. When the person has all types of arthritis problem, different health problem now, and physical pain. They say, for example, if, let me say, God make me a stepfather, but it's not my biological child. Some people could love all children as their own. Water, I have water, if that is what I have. Your child, my child, water, drink. And then it have some people, my child, drink. Your child, none. When you have that type of bias and prejudice, that they have God inside of that other child, when you come back into this world and you are feeling body pain, I don't know what pundit, oh God, God make me, but oh God, my whole body riddling with pain. Pain, but God make me. How God could make me so pundit? Karma. In the moment as a pundit, you'll get cussed maybe if you say, well, boy, that your karma, you know, you're paying for your karma. Truthful. When bad things happen, it's very hurtful to say the truth, truthfully. But bad things are happening to all of us because of karma. So when the person finishes the prayers, for example, we strive to be like Narad Muni. We collect. If we catch it, if it's just a little drop in we hand. If the person who knows what he's doing, when I get sick, to be honest, between me and you, and the healthy days are weaning, Miss Priya will go and bring that shaligram and wash all the milk in the little goblet way in the fridge. And every day I'm drinking my coffee or my tea is shaligram water. And when you think, when your doctor check your eye, when he checking this and he checking that potassium high, this low, and you want to wonder, well, how are we going to get better, boy? Couple taking the medicine, doing the exercise as I am learning right now, embrace discipline, and say your prayers, and collectively you'll get where you're looking for. You have to study a book and say your prayers, and you'll get the passes. You have to be honest, diligent, present in your marriage, and say your prayers, and it will work. Some people think, okay, I'm saying all the prayers, but I don't have to be honest. I don't know all the experience in them, but mine, I went to do prayers one day. And somebody said, Pandit, make sure and say that prayers hard, blow that song very hard. I need to get a lot of blessing. My memory is not what it used to be. So I think you're genuine. I said, what exactly are you praying for, Hanuman? Tell me now, and I said the right mantra for you. He said, Pandit, let me tell you, I want impeccable memory. I have a wife and I have a girlfriend. But because of the age, I just forget the lies I just tell. Listen, people pray for different things. What you praying for, I don't know. But this is what the man tell me. I'm doing the best route and I'm over the best flag. But I want to remember, when I give them a story, I have to remember all the details of the story. What you just pray for? You think everybody just pray like you? You think everybody just pray good? God, my child happy and healthy. Bless my neighbor child. Bless my sister child. Bless them to be happy. If we only knew what people pray about, like in my example, maybe you might be shocked. When you're in pain, when you're in trouble, and somebody else happy, it takes a special person to say, God, bless them. They're happy. Keep them happy. I am not happy. And I don't want my venom to spread to them. Some people just have venom. Some people wish I catch in my tail in my marriage. You see, my sister who happy in she own, she had to catch she tail too. Bring them down. They feel they're too good. They have money. They have too much money. The children doing good, them should fall. It have people who just pray like that. Maybe it is strange to hear it. Maybe you not cut from that cloth. God bless you. Don't jib, don't move from that. But it have bad. It have. In our prayers this morning, in the invocation, when you hear Pandit doing that Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundai Vicha, you know that prayer that comes from a stotra. And the first part of that stotra says, Mother, you're in charge of everything. Kunjika stotra, taken from the Saptaha part. When you hear people say Durga part, I'm going to have Durga part, that is the prayer they chant. Mother, I'm chanting your prayer. This prayer is a secret prayer. A lot of lawyers, judges, people who have to go to court have to say this prayer. Because the onslaught of different type of enemies. What is the enemy? I'm saying Mohanam prayer. I am praying that that man fall down dead. Baba, it have that? I am praying that your body become paralyzed. I am praying that you in the night when you go on the bed, I want something to suck out all your mar, your energy. Go healthy, come back sick. Does it have that? Yes, it exists. When you watch your Indian movie and you see Arjun hold that bow and he's whispering prayer on that arrow, trust me, he's not praying to learn to play a sitar. He's praying to win in a battle. He's praying to destroy the other side. This is an example of how people take that prayer that came for a purpose and they abuse it. But you and I become the victim now of these things. So when you go to your Hanuman Chalisa and this Durga prayer I talk about, the prayer says, I don't know what that man or that lady have inside of them. I don't know how them praying. But you see, when I drink that Shaligram water, that Charan Amrit, I need you to replenish what is leaving me. I need you to put back the power. So as the candles on the cake come, maybe I could still walk, go to the washroom, still talk, still remember. I remember my wedding day had plenty rain upon it. Those little moments, be fair with yourself. If you don't see God work in your life, who wronged thee? Who is the person blind and crazy? If you don't see, no life is perfect, but you don't see the moments where God still have you going, lifting you up and holding you steady in your test. Principle Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki Jai. Narad Muni is washing the foot, and when he opens the eye and he saw the dark foot downward like that, when he watched and he saw the darkness, the first thing he did, without thinking, he wiped where the tears fall on the toe. In that moment, being ashamed of why he wet the foot, Mahavishnu played with his face and he says, you see, because of that, because of this action, because of this sincerity and your life of devotion that you have lived, Narad Muni, as that little child says, what life, what devotion? I know nothing. What prayers I do? He says, in this life of tests and misery, you held on to me. That sacrifice, that gift that you offered to me in all your conversations, I listened to everything. And you held on to that truth, that companionship. He says, at no point did you and I separate. Imagine how powerful you are that you don't know me, but you have faith in me. It have people who know him, know all his name, know all his kata, and still don't believe in him. So how stupid your pundit is. With this memory, with this power to bring back your mind always to me, I bless you. May you never lose your age. May you never fall. Never let me, the time is turning, the earth is changing, this universe is going to recycle pralay. But you, Narad, will remain eternal. You will be immortal, and you will never be negatively affected by my force. Because of the goodness of your devotion, you will always be close to me. You will always be of use to me, triggering my lila. You will always be my emissary. You will go and warn people. You will go and look for Sita when she's in the forest. You will send message. Go and ask Hanuman to help. Go give Sampati. Go give Jatayu. Give everybody a little inkling of hope. And work for me. Wherever I have to traverse, when they had the kata with Prahalad, we'll do it in this discourse. Somebody asked, how is it Prahalad is so good? He comes from this horrible demon. Narad Muni was standing right there when Indra was going to kill Prahalad, still in mommy belly. And if they kill him, the whole Hiranyakashipu with Narsingh, the lion head form, wouldn't happen. Narad says, leave this child, leave this mother, leave this frame for me. I will take your enemy inside the belly, the bad man's son, and I will make him into your friend. And Narad sang, Narayana, Narayana, and he spoke about Vishnu's form. And Prahalad is listening in the belly. And when he comes upon the earth, and you know the story, he starts to sing about Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, this, that, and the other, and the Father. that wherever life takes you, whatever hardship you will face, and there will be hard days, young days, older days, pain is coming for each person. But blessed is the person who sees the power of God. In my story, this is how I was able to attain the foot, the charan of Lord Vishnu. Blessed is the person who remembers this discourse, that when their devotion is dwindling, when testing moments come, they would not be lost, but fixed. Growth is able to come in the form, of faith. Everybody put your hands together as we do the Ashivara or the Mahatyam of this discourse. This is why I read it for you. As I have sang this Vyas, this discourse, this holy history, blessed is that person who accepts the washing of the feet of Vishnu. The person who may not be able to absorb all the different things that are gifted, but the person seeks, they want the prasad. Prasad by definition is that which is touched by Vishnu. The power of God is imbibed in the different recipes that are coming to you. The food, the Maha Bhojan, all of it has God's touch. And they want it. That person who has an earnest, my birthday, simple language, when great moments come, my birthday is coming, my anniversary is coming, and I want to do charity, I want to do Seva, I want to pray. I got up this morning and I bowed to Surya Narayana Swami. In my living room, I may not be fasting, but I have my religious pitya watching me on that wall. And you talk to that pitya. You talk to something that brings you back to him. I bless that person listening to your story, when there's no peace in their life, when there's no ability to find concentration or to attain the peace that concentration could give, it comes. The devotion, the ability. I didn't plan to cry when a certain bhajan was singing, but tears start to come from my body as if something else is triggering me. If you see somebody dance in prayer, if you see somebody sing, I never know you can sing so nice. The person starts to express themselves in different ways. By listening to the world that you were born into, Narad, by listening to how you were able to come out of that misery, blessed is the person that listens to this discourse, that if they go through a piece of your hardship and they're able to do any part of what you practice in devotion, it will be a mystery, but the sadness, the pain, the suffering, it would go. There will be brighter days. Blessed is the person who allows other persons to hear this. Blessed is the person who says, let's go to satsang. Let's listen this morning to the broadcast. Let's do something. Blessed is the person who is able to put it into practice after hearing. Let's do this last sloka as they're about to separate from one another. Pahi pahi, pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati nanda gajanana.
Pahi pahi, pahi pahi, pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati nanda gajanana.
Lambodar he gajanana,
Lambodar he gajanana,
Lambodar he gajanana,
Lambodar he gajanana,
Lambodar gaj vicharana, Lambodar gaj vicharana, pahi pahi, pahi pahi, pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati nanda gajanana.
pahi pahi.
एवं सत्य भगवान विष्णु व्यासवष्टितये आति आत्रिवेना रातयेन चित चित नारद मुनियातौ पाहि 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 गजानना आहो देवशिये आयत कृत येन शंकर ये याति अदोक्षजतांत्र ये रमनाथ जगत ये नाति इतियातो पाहि 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 पाहि
पाहि पाहि गजाननं पार्वती नंदा गजानना
पार्वती नंदा गजानना। Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Whenever a person is able to learn from the life, the story, the experience of a devotee, whether it is somebody who gives you good advice, somebody who has practiced and is a practitioner of prayer, and they are teaching you how to pray, what to think about, what to say, or Narad, even if it is just in your case where they hear a story. And Narad Muni is really featured in a lot of stories, and now I understand why it is so. Of all the sons of Brahma, he had the blessing. When a person learns of your mistakes, when a person learns of your trials and tribulation, good days, bad days, but you always find yourself back at my feet, O Narad, knowing that you are in test, hardship, and pain. The lesson that we have to learn is how to find hope, how to hold to devotion, even in those moments when you are tested. Knowing that if a person survives the test, if a person uplifts themselves, even in these downtrodden days, you always turn out to be the stronger party. You always turn out to be the one who is able to give hope to other people in time. In this way, the person who listens to this discourse, the history of Narad Muni, is going to be the person who has the grace of bhakti or devotion. The person grows closer to God by some strange occurrence. Something happens, and that closeness, that love, that devotion, that conversation, that prayerfulness comes to them. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Finish? Yeah? As time ran out on me again, everybody, my apologies. Put your hands together as we do a couple of verses of the same Shashti Stotra, as it is the Skanda Shashti day. For those of you who don't know about the Shashti form, this is the form, as I said before, that is considered to be the daughter-in-law of Lord Shiva. She gets married to Kartik, and people worship her as she's immortalized in Brahma Vaivat Puran as the force that makes a lady become a mother. She is the person that makes a child have a link, a bond. When you smell, when you bond, when they make the baby in the hospital room and they put the child on the mother's chest and they bond, they attach. Who is telling the child? Just consider this. Who is telling the child when to drink milk, how to drink milk, where to drink milk? The child doesn't suck the finger. The child knows where to go, who to go by, and trust this source. Drink it, you go grow, you will be. In World War II, an interesting statistic was, they had medical equipment and all the babies were in the hospital. And because that love, the caress of a mother wasn't there, the nurses couldn't handle all these children. Many, these postnatal stage, now born, many babies died because they did not have the bond that only a mother or a motherly person, let's say like a nurse, could give. that there were people, but it was kind of cool. You are not my child. That what the mothers embraced, just think about a child melting down in front of me, crying out their life. And mommy just come and say, use the best child. Yeah. And a peacefulness, it worked for all of we. A peacefulness comes. Where does that joy, that love, that rust, where it come from? Dear mother, in the form of Shashti, give me the ability to love this child. And when this child let me down, when I get angry, bless me to still love this child. Bless me to have hope and admiration. Share my prayers, my life with this person you give me as a child. It's an amazing thing how God works in the life of a mother, to pick on one person. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. For all of you here, put your hands together. Let's say a little prayer for mother. Praying for those of you that don't have the kids in front of you, if they are at a distance, the grandchildren. If they are here with you today, if you're watching me wherever you are, take a second to pray for them. Dear mother, today I offer this prayer to you on behalf of my children. Sadaye Sadadaye Chapara Divyay Namo Nama Baladrishtaya Divyaya Shashti Divyay Namo Nama. Dear mother, if my understanding of who a mother is limited, help me to understand it a little better. Parvati Mata in a discourse is told you, because in Sati form and my word, suicide of Sati Mata, when you come in Parvati form, you're not going to be able to have babies. And in one discourse where Ganesh is coming, she says, you know, there are 6 types of mothers. The biological mommy is one. The Mausi, the mother's sister who acts like an aunt, like another mother. Didn't make her, but she mind you. That's a mother. The Pua, who is very stern, coming from your father's side. That's a mother. The lady who teach you, the lady who feed you, that lady is your mother. That is enough to become a mother. There are some people that have foster children. There are some people that have neighbor children. There are some people that have the dog, and that dog is your child. Same love going, same love coming. That type of honest love is possible, dear. There are some people that feed everybody. That is a mother. Hinduism, when we are doing Tarpan, we don't only offer for Mami soul, we offer for Sapal Mata, stepmother, foster mother. We will pray for that belly. We will pray for that person. For the lady who does not have the drishti, the blessing, the ability to conceive for whatever reason in this life, we will offer Tarpan, ring in the clothes that we have onto the kush grass. Bless that lady to be freed from that sin. She did not get the opportunity to bring a baby in this world or keep the baby in this world if she lost her child. Bless you, she never have to go through that pain, that loss again. Shuddhaya Sattva Swarupaya Vandityaya Nirunam Sada Hinsa Krodhaya Varchitaya Shashti Devyay Namo Nama. This Kritya called a mother, dear Lord, as a person praying now. I know I made my mother cry. When I cry, she cried. When I got her angry, she cried. When I stayed out too long, she cried. When she was wondering where this child is, she was worried. Dear Lord, I took this lady for a ride. Today, at this maturity, I appreciate who this lady was. If you don't have your mother, if Ma is reaching, she's reached a senior age, but everybody here had a mother. Ma, I remember you. And truth be told, I remember the mistakes I made. I'm not a hypocrite in this moment. I'm an older version of a bad, naughty child. Dear lady, I wish you peace. I wish you happiness. I wish you health. If I ever failed you, wherever you are, forgive this stupid child for every time I hurt you. If your mother living, Vishal, pray with my boy. If every time You let down that lady. Dear God, you have to forgive me. I'm praying to a Durga that I cannot see, and I'm hurting a mother that is cooking a roti every day for me. God, you have a Ravan bigger than me. Dhyanam Dehi, Priyam Dehi, Putram Dehi, Sureshwari. The person who could pray to you, Mother, and see that divinity in the life, in the heart, in the body, in the sweat, in the toil of that mother. When they ask for wealth, give it to them. When they ask for love, give them the love. When they ask for children, give them the children. Because of the quantity and the quality to improve in their prayer, who they is, to ask for forgiveness, to humble yourself in front of that goddess called Mother. Dharam Dehi, when they're asking that in a marriage, when people cheating them, when people harming them in the job, when prejudice and racial pressure is there, when gender bias is there and they want to be treated fair, give them fairness when they see you in the heart and soul of that mother. When they could touch your 2 foot and worship you there, oh goddess. Not in the multi, not in the marble, not in the metal, but in Mami. Give them all. Yashodehi. When they want fame, when they want glory, when they want to win the trophy. Once they touch your foot, oh mother, oh Mami, oh Moi, bless them. Shasti, give them, open the trove and give them. Shasti Devi, Namo Namam. Bumim Devi, when the person is praying, when will I have my piece of land? When will I have my home? There are some people that never give a tulsi plant in Dan, the plant, the mud. I make a promise and I'm breaking the promise. Why does give tulsi plant 4 pounds? The pond, that's so much a tulsi plant. Flowering plant in different parts of the world. When I break my promise, I give land in charity. When you see people say, I take a piece of land, you'll have a school, you will put a little pond, animals will drink that land. When I give it, God bless you, you'll be born in a home where a house will be afforded for you. But there are some people in this life, they never have a house. They're robbed of their house. They never have a home. They might have a house, but they never have a home, peace, etc. Bumim Devi, when they call and they beg for a house, when they want a bill, bless them to be successful, mother. When they touch the foot of dear mother, when the day between me and you have to clean your mother, you have to feed your mother with patience, and you do it. And they want land, give them land. They want house, give them house. Prajam Dehi, when they want children, when they want to see a sick child come back, give them, open the door, just as this father is praying for a lifeless child in his hand. Open the door, bless my child, never to see the dead eyes of their children. Vidyam Dehi Supujite, the child praying to learn, and they can't learn. They can't remember, they can't pass the exam 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, they fail the exam. And they're praying to pass, they're praying to succeed, they're praying to upgrade. Give them the success, so long as they touch that mother's foot. Don't let them be the fool to only touch the foot when it is lifeless and cold in a coffin. When the foot is old, let them go and rub. In today's world, we will say cream and masawi. Bless them to have the humility to worship those 2 foot while it is warm. Kalyan cha Jayam Dehi, when they want to win whatever battle they're facing in their life. Whatever enemy come in front of them, whether it is Argentina or Spain, bless them, mother. Bless them to win. Bless them to have, to keep, to hold, so long as they worship your 2 foot. And when they do make mistake, bless them to atone. Bless them to do it by those 2 ashy, hard 2 foot Mami come with. Bless them to find that 2 foot and atone for the mistake. Put your hand together and you, if like me, you just remember in the 2 foot. Yeah, have it again. Iti Devi cha samsutaya labate putram priyabrat. Yes, we know Rajan Shashti Devi Prasadita. He cried for his mother holding the lifeless child in his hand, and Priyabrat, the person who loves to do all the prayer, remembered not the murti, not all the parsad, not the things. He remembered his mother's foot, and in his mind, he put his head to his mother's feet and he begged, Ma, say something to that God that today these tears, this dead child is in my hand. Take away this. And in that moment, with the blessing of your mother, I don't know if Hanuman will bless me, but I know when somebody says, my mother and father grace is with me, whatever accolade I attain, that lady cut my tail, that lady cussed me day and night, but it is because of that lady I am. In that moment, Priyavrat saw the miracle of a dead child open back his eyes. Vida putram cha guna nityam. Put your hand together. You pray. Guna nityam vidyavantitam ashwinam suchida yushmantam evascha shashti matru prasadita. Shri Subramanyam Vaivat Purana Shri Priyabhat Rachita Shashti Devi Stotrapat Sampurnam. Prem Sabolo Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Blessed is the person who does prayer like Priyavrat, knowing the value of the 2 foot your mother have. Don't feel father foot I have value. I'm picking on mommy today because of this Shashti thing. Blessed is the person on the 6th day in the fortnight, the Shashti Tithi, when you have your mother and you could worship and appreciate them 2 foot. I am only talking about the lady foot. When you get to rest your head on your chest as a man, when you get to put as a daughter-in-law that lota of water, when that coffin going, Ma, you allow me, you receive me as the bride. The day for the wedding, daddy and son could go and do what wrong, what fire. It's only when that lady, if she's living and she accept you by the car in our tradition with a little soft drink or juice and she take you to the kohubar, then you become daughter-in-law. Now it's time for mommy to go in she coffin in the case of her mother-in-law. It is time to pay back that rite, that ritual. And for that initial cup, that initial acceptance, I pay you back. Go easy and you'll see the girl, the daughter-in-law, not the daughter, daughter-in-law. Offer that water across the road. I pay you back in full. The girl does that. Blessed is the person who gets to do it. Don't owe nobody. No life is perfect. Where we just here. Narad is the person persecuted. Hardship. But you know what? When carbon comes together, it could make coal charcoal with his roast charcoal to cook. Or that same charcoal, when pressure and temperature like inside the volcano, squeeze and squeeze that same charcoal, boom. That is how diamond is made. Same pressure and temperature. Without that pressure, goodness and good people never form. If you don't teach children to wake up early and fight that sleep and get up and do your work, the day they have to go to a job, they'll never know the value of getting up early. It doesn't come like that. You have to go through hardship to appreciate goodness and good deeds. And this life will teach you that. And that is the caress of your Lord. God bless you like Sandra. You have your mother with you. And I could say it big and bold. Not every day is a blessing. Some days you're crying like me. But God bless you for what you and your family do for that lady. When you lost your father and you had to stand up and fight, and everybody have a story here. This is just my neighbor. I grew up with them. And you see somebody fight to make you, and one day, God, you get to pay back that. What a blessing. We just pray and hear about stories of angels. Some days you get to live to see angelic people. Sacrifice what God give them. The little energy, my hand tired, oh God, I want to go and sleep. Look, all of that. I'm tired. Imagine I'm tired, but I still have to take out food for my mother. I still have to get up in the morning to change that pampers. She will want to be clean. That is an angel. If you tell me it have an angel in heaven and people who live like that are not angels, maybe I have a wrong definition. I accept that. But sometimes when people are blessed and guided by God to live like that, through all the tests, I will do my job. God bless that I get to meet people like that. In my life, in me as Keshava, I get to rub shoulders with good people. And I thank God for people like you. Prem Sabolo Vindravan Bihadi Lalaki Jai. You see how my pundit had him stand up, that means I running late. Arti time. Prem Sabolo Vindravan Bihadi Lalaki Jai. Everybody, this brings us to the end of our second session. Let's all stand. Ladies, cover your hair. Put your hand together. You close your eye. You talk to God. Don't study me and my little arti. I just singing. You talk to your God that you get a chance to hear the making of Narad Muni. The value of that foot, the value of that yellow dhoti. When you get your charan amrit today, let me ask you, if you ever hear somebody say, don't worry, leave the whole cup home, Baba. I go drink out the rest. Maybe it has some value in that. We don't have to make it so sweet, we won't get sugar. But drink it. When you get to drink it, drink it. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timidapaham Jai Jai Bhagwat Bhagwan ki hai aarti Papiyon ko paap se aarti Jai Jai Bhagwat अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला Everybody, let me sing together. मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही जग की मंगल की आरती पापियों को पाप से आरती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी ये मधुसूदन की आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती ये मधुर बोल जग पंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
ये मधुर बोल जग पंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
प्रभु की महिमा के आरती
पापियों को पाप से नहीं तारती
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से नहीं तारती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
पापियों को
पाप से है तारती. For those of you at home and here, no music now, just we. Govinda bolo, Hari Gopal bolo. Everybody help me sing before we close. Govinda bolo, Govinda bolo, Hari Gopal bolo. 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 Dear Lord, tonight, this evening, as we conclude our second session, on this Shashti day, on the day where Kartik accepted this girl and they got married, people pray to give thanks for the joys, for help in the form of children, grandchildren, healthy, happy, safety. In different ways, people take their life and they spend it praying for other forms, other people. Today, by your grace, we get to hear a discourse, an example of how simple it is if I practice talking to you. That is all I hear, Dear Lord, I could have health and happiness if I practice talking to you. God, help me to, in all my doings, in all my dealings, help me to communicate better with you. Not only when I'm in Indian clothes or standing in front of a murti with flowers and lota offering jal and so on, but God, when I'm in the traffic, when I'm going to eat, when I'm laughing, when I'm catching a pain, when I need you the most, give me the ability to find you in my mind, in my heart. Dear Lord, this is what I'm praying for. By virtue of what I've heard, by listening to this katha, we may be blessed to be like Narad, to get to rub your holy feet. Bless me, Lord, to do better. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva vidya
Ravina Tvameva
Tvameva sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Tvameva sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki, Pavana Putra Hanuman ki, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki, Jai. Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram everybody. Please have your